And one final 6th grade game here at Dublin Scioto High School. It is Jeremy Scott with you. It's the first ever Katie Smith Classic. Kayla Cazell on camera. Of course, a big shout out to Jeff and John Ferguson, as well as Caleb Graham on the administrative side of things. Getting set for this one between OSP Caldwell and Mad River Valley. The ball is in the air, and it is controlled by Mad River Valley. Underneath the hoop, that is up, and very quickly, Mad River Valley draws first blood. Cook for 2. OSP on the other end now. With the score 2-0. That's Hunt. Outside it goes to Thomas. Into the corner, wide open. It's no good. And underneath the hoop, there to get it on the rebound and put it back up is Hunt. And she missed it, and that is rebounded on the defensive side of things by Wilson. And that ball knocked out of bounds, and it will stay coming this way. Mad River Valley on offense. Mad River Valley almost hitting that ball into our very expensive camera. The nerve of them playing basketball while we're trying to film. And that's inbounded, and there's a scramble for that loose ball. It's taken by OSP. OSP's got it, pushing the ball down to the other end, laying it up and in there. It's a tie ball game via that bucket by Bassnett. 2-2 is the score. Mad River Valley trying to beat that press. They better act with more urgency if they're to get that ball across the timeline. They have it stolen away from them. That's Bassnett on the steal. Underneath the hoop it comes. Up and no good on the lay-in opportunity. And there's a tie-up. And that possession arrow will favor OSP. So OSP will keep the ball. And that'll be Hunt to take the ball out of bounds. Hunt inbounds it to Cheshire. Underneath the hoop, and Hunt is fouled. And Hunt will step up to the free throw line, and Hunt will shoot 2. First personal foul on Mad River Valley. First team foul, I should say, on Mad River Valley. Same thing, I guess. And it will be Hunt to take 2 free throw opportunities here. She's instructed on where to stand. Those free throw lines can be a little bit hard to see when they're makeshift like this. As Hunt puts up the shot and connects. 3-2, OSP leads Mad River Valley with Hunt's second free throw forthcoming. It's up, and it's good. So 4-2 is the score. OSP Caldwell leads Mad River Valley by 2 as they have trouble beating that press, and there's another steal. Stolen away by OSP. And taking it outside is Cheshire.
Zone 1, zone 1.
And she'll pass it outside. There's a three-point look. That's up. That's short. And it's rebounded by Mad River Valley. Wilson on the rebound. Up ahead it comes. That's an outlet pass to Cook. Cook on the lay-in opportunity. No good. Good job there on the part of Miller to get back for OSP Caldwell and interfere with that shot. OSP Caldwell's got it now. That is Cheshire. Cheshire playing the point. She's guarded by Cook. Over on the left wing, that's Hunt. Underneath. Putting the ball up and no good. Rebounded by, well, I was going to say that's an offensive rebound, but actually tied up were Miller for OSP Caldwell and Mounts for Mad River Valley. Possession arrow favors Mad River Valley. Ball is inbounded. It's up ahead for Cook. Saves it from going out of bounds. Cook over into the corner to Reese. Reese loses it, gets it back, and then has it intercepted on the pass. That's intercepted by Bassnett. Bassnett gives it to Cheshire. Cheshire gonna pull up for 3, and no good. Rebounded by Mad River Valley. And that is Cook, and then it's taken away, taken back by Cheshire. Over on the right wing, that's Bassnett. Right corner, that's a shot that's up, that's no good. And that is rebounded by Mad River Valley. And timeout after Wilson grabs that rebound with 9:12 to go here in the first half. The score, OSP Caldwell 4, Mad River Valley 2. Back with more here on GBA-TV. It's inbounded to Mounts. And then up ahead, it's taken away by Caldwell. Pollard Ballard on the other end lays it up, and Pollard Ballard is going to step up to the free throw line and will shoot a pair because on the lay-in opportunity, she was fouled. So Pollard Ballard to the line for two. And the first shot up and no good. As substitutions are made for Mad River Valley, one of whom is Culp. Second shot up, and it is good. So Pollard Ballard 1 for 2 there for OSP Caldwell to make the score 9-2. Mad River Valley facing that press from Caldwell. They get it ahead, and they beat the press. Shelpman. Up ahead it goes to Culp. Outside to Reese. Over on the right wing, that is Shelpman. Up to Mounts. Mounts drives it to the hoop, puts it up, no good. And there's an offensive board there by Arisman, and it's taken by OSP Caldwell. OSP up ahead. That is Miller. Miller taking it coast to coast, laying it up and in. 11-2. OSP Caldwell leads Mad River Valley. We're under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. That is Mounts. Mounts going to pull up and give it off to Shelpman. Shelpman has it taken away. That's a steal by White. OSP Caldwell back on offense. Caldwell bringing the ball up the floor for OSP. On the right wing, Spangler. She gives it baseline to Miller. And Miller stepped on the boundary line and out of bounds, and so it'll be Mad River Valley ball as Bassinet checks back into the ball game. Miller will take a seat. I'll tell you what, you talk about a defensive specialist over there. She has been all over the place, showing lots of hustle. She also has 4 points of her own as Mad River Valley inbounds it. That is Mounts, who gives it off to Reese. Reese gets it up to Mounts. Mounts gets it across the timeline. Mounts up ahead. Over to Shelpman. Shelpman with an easy shot. That's up no good. And it's taken by Mad River Valley. Arisman gives it to Culp. Culp look for somebody to pass to. She finds Mounts. Mounts on the left wing. Mounts drives it inside. Mounts looking for somebody to pass to. She finds Arisman. Arisman over to the right. That's Shelpman. Shelpman. Bounce pass. Over to Arisman. There's a shot for three. That's up. That's no good. And there's a scramble for the loose ball. That's taken by Pollard Ballard. Pollard Ballard is going to pull up and pass it over to Spangler. Spangler over to Caldwell. Caldwell thinks about a shot, decides not to take it, decides to give it to Spangler. Spangler for three, no good. Rebounded by Shelpman. That's Mounts. Up ahead it comes. Taking the ball to the hoop and trying to lay it up and in is Arisman. No good though. Rebounded by OSP Caldwell. And Pollard Ballard has it. Pollard Ballard up ahead. Onto the baseline. Shot up, shot good. That's Caldwell. And the score 13-2. OSP Caldwell leads Mad River Valley. Mounts. Playing the point. She's got Caldwell on her. Looked like Reese was trying to set a pick there. Mounts showing a little frustration there with her teammates, saying, get open, come help me, come back to the ball. As Mounts gets it back, drives the baseline, puts it up, that's no good. And it's going to bounce out of bounds, and who are they going to say this is off of? They're going to say it's off of OSP Caldwell, so we'll keep it on this end. Mad River Valley will keep possession of this ball. 13-2 the score. We're at 4 minutes, 33 seconds to go here in the first half. As checking back into the ball game for Mad River Valley, Wilson as well as Cook. Cook, by the way, has the only points for Mad River Valley thus far. And she will inbound to Arisman. Back to Cook. Over it comes to Wilson. Wilson on the baseline puts it up. That's no good. And trying to track down that rebound. A couple of Mad River Valley players not able to do it though. And the ball will come back to OSP on offense. If you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe to GBA Basketball on YouTube. Also like GBA-TV on Facebook for coverage of not only this tournament, but upcoming tournaments as well. There's a shot. That's up and no good for Hunt. And tracking it down, Pollard Ballard. Pollard Ballard is going to drive it into the lane, and she's going to have that ball swatted out of her hands and out of bounds. OSP Caldwell will keep possession. As Cheshire will check back into the ball game. Sitting will be White. Inbounds it comes to Pollard Ballard. Hook shot, no good. And scramble for that loose ball. Out of bounds it goes, and it's going to go back to Mad River Valley. So Mad River Valley gets this ball back. Down by 11. Knocked out of bounds by Hunt on the inbounds pass. See, the way they have this designed, it's a full court press, and they've got one deep playing free safety, so to speak. And Mad River Valley gets it across, and then it's taken away by Thomas. Thomas gives it off to Cheshire. Cheshire pushing the ball up the floor. Up ahead into the right corner. That's a short corner shot for Pollard Ballard that falls. And the score 15-2. Up ahead to Erisman. And it's off of her foot and out of bounds. Nope, it's going to be off of an OSP Caldwell player. Mad River Valley keeps possession. As Miller checks back in for OSP Caldwell. And sitting will be Caldwell. Inbounds it comes. That's Mounts. Mounts at the top. Trying to find somebody to pass it to. She finds Cook. Cook over to the right and Sheltman. Sheltman. That's a two-point shot. That does not fall for her. And it's rebounded by Cheshire. Cheshire has it for OSP Caldwell. Push the ball up the floor. That's over to Pollard Ballard. Pollard Ballard for two. It's good. 17-2 the score. That's an and one situation, as a matter of fact. So Pollard Ballard, who is 1 for 2 at the line, is going to have a chance at an and one opportunity here with her team up 15. Referee giving the Mad River Valley a little explanation. And that shot by Pollard Ballard does not fall, rims out. And it's going to come back to Mad River Valley. So after all that, no good on the and one. And Mad River Valley gets the ball back. 17-2 the score. Full court press in effect. And that foul on, it looks like 3 Hunt. That's the second team foul for Caldwell, OSP Caldwell. Mad River Valley to take the ball out of bounds. It'll be Reese to do the inbounding. Reese inbounds it. And that's to Wilson. Wilson up ahead and back to Mounts. Mounts going to drive it into the lane herself, put it up and miss the shot. Rebounded there by Wilson. And that's a shot that is up and that doesn't fall for Sheltman. Another offensive rebound as it looks like one of the players got fouled, yes. And that is Cook who got fouled. As a couple of substitutions are happening here. Numbers 11 Bassnett and 35 White for OSP Caldwell. 0 Pollard Ballard and 3 Hunt will sit. Inbounds it comes and out of bounds, and it will remain at this end. Mad River Valley to inbound it. That's Reese. Finding someone underneath the hoop, and that's Wilson. And off of OSP Caldwell and out of bounds yet again. We're at 2:35 to go here in the opening half. 17-2 the score. Mad River Valley inbounding. That's Wilson. Wilson. Outside it comes. That's to Mounts. Mounts over to Sheltman. Sheltman with a shot. That doesn't fall. Offensive rebound. And that's a foul on Miller. 4th team foul on Caldwell. As Caldwell and Spangler come back into the ball game for OSP Caldwell. Mounts with a shot. That's up and that's blocked. And that's Caldwell. Caldwell on offense. 3-point look. That's a long 3-point look from way downtown. No good. And up ahead it comes. That is Mounts. Over to Sheltman. Sheltman in the short corner. Sheltman. She's trapped. She gets it out to Reese. Reese gives it off to Wilson. Wilson. Back to Reese. Reese drives into the lane, has it poked away from her. That's Cheshire on the steal. Cheshire pushing the ball down the floor on the fast break. That's up and good. Cheshire with her first 2 of the ball game makes it a 19-2 game. It is a 17-point lead for OSP Caldwell with 1.5 to go here in the first half. Mounts calling out the play. Gets a pick from Cook. Over it comes to Sheltman. That's Reese. And she has to take it away from her. That's Thomas on the steal. Thomas pushing the ball down the floor. Into the lane she goes. Up with the right hand. That's no good. And tie up for the loose ball. Who does this possession arrow favor? I do believe it favors OSP Caldwell. All right. So, one substitution in for Mad River Valley. That would be Arisman, who's in. And it looks like Wilson will sit. Inbounds, it goes, and nobody was there to contest that shot by Thomas. She just made it a 21-2 ball game. I'm not sure that the players were ready for action, but the referees signaled that they were, so that's what counts. It's 21-2, 19-point advantage here for OSP Caldwell. Mad River Valley takes a three-point attempt. That's no good, and they track it down. That's Arisman on that shot, and Mounts ends the scoring drought for Mad River Valley with a 2, 21-4. Outside, that's a three-point look. That's up, that's no good, and it's pulled down by Mounts. Mounts on the rebound with 30 seconds to go. Mad River Valley down by 17, but they could cut into the lead here. Mounts on the other end in the right corner. She's trapped. She has the ball taken away from her. And hitting the deck is number 12, Cheshire, and she gets it out of her hands before a travel could be called with 14 seconds to go. That is Caldwell. Caldwell driving, putting up a shot, and she's fouled on her way up. And now Caldwell, who has 2 points, will go to the line, and she will shoot a pair with 8.9 seconds to go. As Caldwell not able to connect on the first of these 2 free throws. Mounts checks in. I'm sorry, Mounts checks out. Cook checks in.
Dive it or triangle. Let somebody, Chloe, you got to stay back because we don't want a quick basket.
As Caldwell takes the back end of these 2 free throws and is not able to connect. So up ahead it comes with 4 seconds to go. OSP Caldwell on the steal, puts it up at the buzzer. That's no good. Rebound, put back opportunity, no good. And that is how the first half will end with the score. OSP Caldwell 21, Mad River Valley 4. Back with the second half right here on GBA-TV. Second half coming at you from this 6th grade game here at Dublin Scioto High School between OSP Caldwell and Mad River Valley. Right now it is OSP Caldwell in front, 21-4. And that foul is going to be on Spangler. So very quickly into this second half, OSP Caldwell commits the first team foul. Mounts looking to inbound. And she finds Reese. Inbounds into the lane, and that is picked off by Hunt. Hunt has it. Taking the ball down the floor. She gives it off to Spangler. Spangler on the running shot. That's no good. She gets her own rebound. She puts it up and in. So the putback opportunity works out for Spangler. And the score 23-4. OSP Caldwell leading Mad River Valley. As Mounts gets it off to Cook. Cook back to Wilson. Wilson at the top. As her teammate falls down, she was going to pass to. That was Sheltman. She does regain her footing, and she gives off to Mounts. Mounts gets a pick from Reese. Mounts with a bounce pass over to Sheltman. Back up top to Cook. Cook pivoting, looking for somebody to pass to. She finally gets a pick from Reese, and that enables her a little bit of space to work with there. As she gives it back to Mounts. Mounts at the top. She's guarded by Pollard Ballard. And to Mounts in the lane, who loses it, then gets it back, puts it up, and in. So Mounts makes it a 23-6 game. OSP Caldwell up by 17. Miller, bounce pass on the baseline. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Reese, and it's taken by Mounts. Mounts pushing the ball to the other end. She's got Pollard Ballard trying to catch up with her. She'll do a jump stop. She'll put it up, and that is no good. And that is rebounded by White. And it's taken by Hunt. Hunt pushing the ball back down the floor for OSP Caldwell. Hunt gives it off. That's a shot. That's up. That's no good. Pollard Ballard there for the rebound. Puts it back up. Put back opportunity, no good. And that's taken by Cook. Full court press. Mad River Valley had trouble with that all first half long. And they're going to have to call a timeout here because they weren't able to get the ball across the timeline. They were about to commit a 10-second violation. And so with 9:50 to go here in the second half, the score 23-6. We'll be back. Back to the action. 23-6 the score. OSP Caldwell leading Mad River Valley. Mad River Valley off the timeout when they weren't able to get the ball across the timeline. They had to burn one. And they finally do get it across the timeline on this possession. That's Wilson. She's got White on her. And off of Mad River Valley and back to OSP Caldwell as the ball had to be retrieved from the other court next door. And it didn't take long, and back we go with this action. That's Cheshire playing the point for OSP Caldwell. She's got Cook on her. Cheshire on the right wing. Underneath. That's a shot. That's up. That's no good for Thomas and out of bounds. And it's going to go back to Mad River Valley. That's Reese. Gives off to Wilson. Wilson on the drives, has it stripped away from her. White pushing the ball back down the floor. White's one-on-one, and she'll lay it up and miss that lay-in, and it's rebounded by Reese. Reese gets it back for Mad River Valley. Up ahead it comes. That is Sheltman. She gives it off to Arisman, and Arisman not able to catch up with that ball. And back it comes to OSP Caldwell. So if they do take a 20-point lead, don't forget there will be a running clock. As Caldwell passes it back outside. That's a look for three. That's no good. And it's taken by OSP Caldwell. Then it's almost stolen away by Mad River Valley. As Caldwell gets the ball back, puts it up and in. That was Bassnett, who basically had nobody down there to contest that shot. It's 25-6, back to a 19-point lead. Again, it's got to be a 20-point lead for there to be a running clock. Wilson gives it off to Erisman. Erisman on the drive. Almost loses it, does lose. As a matter of fact, it goes out of bounds. It's going to come back to OSP Caldwell as Culp checks back into the ball game, and Cook will sit. Cheshire pulls up for three, and no good. And it's chased down by Mad River Valley. That was Wilson on the rebound, but as soon as she grabbed it, she stepped on the line. As Mounts checks in and steals the ball. Bounce pass, wide open. That's two for Culp, making it a 25-8 game. Cheshire kicking it outside. At the elbow, that's Caldwell. Caldwell for two, gets to go. 27-8 the score. It's back up to a 19-point lead for OSP Caldwell. They have yet to lead by 20. Mounts. Taking it to the left wing. Pivoting. Passing it. That's over to Culp. Culp in the short corner. Giving it outside to Reese. Reese for two. No good. And it's rebounded by Thomas. Thomas getting it up to Cheshire, the point guard. Inside. And outside. With a good look at it, that was Thomas, but it was an air ball. And Mad River Valley takes it. Mounts has the ball poked away from her, but Sheltman is there to get it. And over it comes to Reese. Reese for three, and no good. That's rebounded by Caldwell. Caldwell pushing the ball back down the floor. Caldwell has a pretty clear path to the bucket. She lays it up, and she puts it in there. And now it is indeed a 29-8 score. So the running clock is now in effect. Mounts. Has the ball taken away. She wasn't ready for that pass, it didn't look like, as White brings the ball back down the floor. That's over to Bassnett. Bassnett's going to drive it into the lane, put it up, and no good. And Caldwell gets it back. Caldwell on the drive, and she had it stripped away from her. And out of bounds. As a couple of substitutions take place for both teams. And the clock does continue to run, again, by virtue of that 20-point advantage. And it's actually a 21-point lead. In the low post, there's a shot that's up, and that doesn't fall for Cheshire. And scooping up the loose ball is White at the foul line. Putting it up and missing that shot is Bassnett. There's an offensive rebound. That's up and good. Miller, right place at the right time. Johnny on the spot. Makes it 31-8. That's Cook. Cook over to Erisman. Back outside to Mounts. Mounts. To Wilson. Wilson drives into the lane and then has it poked away from her. She and Miller hit the deck together, and the possession arrow favors OSP Caldwell. Clock continues to run. We're at 4.5 to go here in the second half. That is Cheshire for three, and she drains it. 34-8 the score. OSP Caldwell leads Mad River Valley by 26 points. And out of bounds that goes. And I do believe it's going to stay at that end. On the baseline, there's a tie-up. Possession arrow favors Mad River Valley. Mad River Valley on offense. And now this jump ball will favor OSP Caldwell as the clock continues to run. And there's a three-point attempt. That is up and good. Spangler for three. 37-8 the score. Back on offense, that is up and good. That's Arisman for two. And that makes it a 37-10 score. Mad River Valley with that 2-point bucket. On the other end, Cheshire takes it into the lane and misses on the lay-in opportunity. Rebounded by Wilson. And back comes Mad River Valley on offense. And there's a jump ball that will favor Mad River Valley. And OSP Caldwell gets the ball back. Pushing the ball down the floor. That is Miller. Miller going to take it coast to coast herself. Put it up and miss that shot opportunity. And that rebound. Spangler into the paint. Has the first shot blocked. Puts it back up and in there. 39-10 now the score. And that ball goes out of bounds. As substitutions are taking place all around. And we're 23 seconds to go in this one. And pulling up for three is Miller. Hunt. She misses that one. And out of bounds it goes. And with 10 seconds left, this should do it. It's Mad River Valley. It's going to take it and put up one last shot attempt. Yes, they will. As a matter of fact, they will make it. That's Mounts for two. And that is how this one will end with the final 39-12. OSP Caldwell defeats Mad River Valley. And we appreciate you tuning in all day long right here on GBA-TV. Make sure that you do subscribe to us on YouTube. GBA Basketball is the channel. And then like us on Facebook as well, GBA-TV on Facebook. We will have announcements about all the upcoming tournaments for which we will have broadcasts. For Caleb Graham, the Ferguson brothers, Jeff and John, and Kayla Cazell on camera, my name is Jeremy Scott saying thank you for tuning in.